Hey, good morning and welcome to Deep Purple Podcast, or I should say Bleed Deep Purple Podcast. I always seem to forget the bleed because that's what we do. We bleed purple. Even though we haven't won a Super Bowl yet, we are still looking for our first one. Big game this weekend. Detroit Lions are coming in. They're, always dangerous, as I like to say. They don't have Stafford, but you never know what whatever quarterback's playing for them. And they actually brought in Slaughter. Remember Slaughter? Wouldn't it be funny if he came in at any point in the game and lit us up and won the game for them? That would be kind of like a kick in the butt. I didn't want to see him go. I would have kept him on to see what he can do, because at every level we put him in, he did really well. So he never really got a chance with the first team to show what he can do. But I talked about that in one of my other podcasts, so I'm not going to keep kicking a dead horse. I'm looking for a win. I think we're tough to beat at home. Too much energy. The other team can't hear themselves think, which helps. But again, you can't say it's an easy win. Nothing in this league is easy from what players say, so we're going to go with that. Love to get this win and then win out and get the division title and have a home playoff game. That would be huge. But we got to at least get in the playoffs. I mean, everyone's got to step up. Roj, if you're listening to this podcast, I think it's time to grow up a little bit and stop hurting the team. Get back to the basics. Stop with this lunging and coming in to attack a lot of control. Play the fundamentals and you should be okay. I still believe in you, but you got to get back to the basics. And Coach Zimmer mentioned that. Just the basics. In life, sometimes it's just getting back to the basics. I'm in sales, outside sales, and sometimes it's just getting back to the very beginning, like I started back, 22 years ago. Just basics. Do the little things, and then the big things take care of themselves. So, Rose, I hope you're listening. We need you to step up and get us this win. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back. Welcome to Prairie Machining, #1 machine shop in Minnesota. Located in Chaska, Minnesota. Located just 25 miles southwest of Minneapolis. If you're looking for quality machine parts, you need to call 952-448-4005. So I am heading up to this little, whatever you call it, hole in the mountain or whatever, to continue this podcast. So let's see how it goes. And we're back. I guess I'm not a rock climber. This is a little bit more challenging than I thought. First time I've ever been up here, and I'm not even up here. But let me just show you where I am right now. I'll tell you, this has to be what Mars looks and feels like. Let me just scan this area here to show you where I am. So, I'm not ready to climb this rock today. I was going to go up to the top, but I'm going to have to be a little bit more prepared. Have the right gear on. I don't think I do. But quickly, let's just finalize our thoughts for tomorrow's game. Every game in the NFL is huge, and this one is the same. It is huge. We got to get the win. We can't have a lapse like against the Broncos and have to have a miracle comeback. That was fun when it was over, but it wasn't fun while we were going through it, and it certainly in the first half it wasn't fun. So let's not do that again. Let's plan on coming out of the gate strong, putting a lot of pressure on that quarterback who has, I guess, his second or third start. Let's make him miserable. Danielle Hunter, let's get him going early and get 3 or 4 sacks like he did one time against the Lions a couple of years ago, maybe last year, where he had 3.5 sacks and picked up a fumble for a touchdown. That was a huge game. So let's plan for that. This is our year. Our window of opportunity is getting smaller and smaller. These players won't be around, and maybe that's a good thing. I don't know, but I feel like our window of opportunity is starting to close on us. So let's get it now, and hope for a little help with some of the other teams that are, that are trying to make the playoffs as well. So, big game, and let's finish this great podcast with a skull.